Hey guys, welcome back. Ricky here. Alright, today we are sharpening my Tosa on the Naniwa Superstone 400. Now this Tosa here is heat treated to a 62. This is the Kuryochi finish. I really enjoy this finish. I really enjoy this knife. These are very rustic, kind of workhorses, and they're made in the Tosa region. And yeah, I really enjoy this guy. So I'm just gonna run this knife on the brick 20 times, just like everything else. And then afterwards, we will get the sharpening video started. Yeah, trust me, you're sitting there watching this either on your phone or on the computer monitor. I'm here, and this pains me just to pull on my beautiful knives on these bricks, or on this brick. And it doesn't get easier anytime I do it. And it's not something I take pleasure in, but it must be done. So the stone just needs a little bit of water, and it has been cleaned from a previous session, so I'm not going to do that right now. Okay. Alright, so let's talk about the knife a little bit. This here has it's pretty much a straight bottom half of the knife. Okay, it's very, very straight on the cutting edge, and so for this part, it will be very linear. And this is a gentle belly, and I would consider this a very gentle belly, a gentle curve. So this will be a straight push and pull sharpening method. So I'm not going to worry about it too much. I don't have to make any adjustments for this knife in particular. Okay, and so this is actually a Ayogami Super steel, so Super AS core steel, so blue Super. Very, very hard and very resilient of a steel. And also this is even though this is a carbon knife, the patina is a very, very slow developing patina. Okay, I've had this knife now actually in my personal collection for about almost a year. I would say 6 to 8 months now, and yeah, it's held up really, really nicely. This is the Kuryochi finish. I also have the polished Migaki finish. I use them back and forth. They're made of the same steel. I just like them because I really love Migaki, polished finish, but I really enjoy Kuryoshi finishes too. They just look really nice and really rustic, and it really suits this knife. So yeah. Anyways, let's get this thing started. Enough of me reminiscing about my knife. Alright, so the tip of this knife here is it was banged up a little bit. I don't know how, but just from daily use. So I'm gonna spend a little bit more time on the tip of this knife and get it cleaned up a little bit. And so I'll show you guys exactly how I touch up my tips. Okay. Although this may not be the best stone for it, because it is, even though it is a 400 grit stone, it is fairly soft, or relatively soft for a 400 grit stone. So this is probably much better off fixing it on a 320 grit stone, or 120 grit stone is fine too. But 400 is a little high on the grit range to be fixing your tips with. Okay, but I'll do it in this video because just because it's time. Okay, so what I do is I like to focus the tip sharpening, okay, on the edges of the stone, because these are the areas that you neglect most. Okay, and also with the tip, because it comes to a point, you don't want to sharpen this way. You want to go slightly more angular to allow the tip to get sharpened a little bit better. Okay, so basically a slightly steeper of an angle instead of something that's too wide. Okay, so now after I've spent a few more strokes there, I'll start going through the rest of the knife. Okay, so that was pass number 1, and there is 0 burr at this point, which is expected. Now this is heat treated to a 62 on the Rockwell scale. Okay, so this stone here was already taking 5 passes on the On the Shun chef knife, which is heat treated to a 61. So I imagine this would take at least 6 to 7 passes on the first side. Okay. Again, working on the tip. All right. Okay. So what was that? 4? I think that was 4 passes, either 3 or 4. It's hard to keep track of my passes when I'm talking in between every pass. So if I forget, that's okay. That's all right. So let's just say that was 4 passes. And we're not there yet. Okay. That was 5. Okay, so that was 6. All right, so now the load up is getting to the point where it is starting to slow the cutting process down, okay? And my palm is no longer able to remove the load up. At this point, it would be wise if you guys bought this stone for yourself to either clean it up with a Nagara or if you got the rust eraser, that's fine too. So now I'm not going to do it because I'm going to go through the entire sharpening process and see how it looks at the end. But yeah, at this point, you're starting to see a lot of load up. And so, knives in the 62 definitely would not be if you have a knife heat treated to 62, I would say maybe avoid the super stones at this point. Not to say that you can't buy it, but it's going to be... it's going to take you quite some time to sharpen your knife. And again, even though, granted, I ran my knife on the brick, it still is quite a slow stone. Okay, so I'm going to turn this knife around now. I'm going to turn the stone around. All right, so I'm going to work on the tip a little bit on the other side. Was that 4? I think that was 4. So now you're gonna see, I mean, you're seeing that the stone is really slowing down now because the load up is happening. Okay, so with every pass, the cutting speed gets reduced even further. Okay, and obviously I can clean the stone now, and it will make the cutting speed. It'll improve the cutting speed, but I'm not gonna do that just to see. It's just so that I don't do that with any of my stones. That way I know exactly. So we keep everything objective, right? So as scientific as I can. So that was pass number 4, I believe. And so we're gonna go one more. I think one more should do it for this knife here. Okay. All right, so I think that was 5. All right, so now we're gonna strop. I believe this will require at least, at least 20 strops on the first side, and on the first set at least. Okay, so let's see here. We'll go 20 times. Yeah, so 20 was just right. Okay. Now we'll go down to, I think 18. Okay. All right, so let's go down to 14. We'll go down to 10 now. All right, now we're down to 8. We'll go down to 6. Go to 4. All right, now we'll go to 2. Okay, so now we'll go down to 1. Okay. All right, so let's take a look at the stone. All right, so as you can see here, the stone load up is quite substantial, okay? And speed-wise, I think it took, what, 7 passes? 6 or 7 passes on the first side and 5 passes on the second side, okay? So substantially slower, okay? On the Shun Chef knife, it took us, what, 5 passes and 3 passes or 4 passes. So yeah, with every time we go up on the Rockwell scale by just a value of 1, you have to add at least 1 to maybe even close to 2 passes. Okay, so it's much slower. So let's do a quick cleanup here. Okay, so this rust eraser cleaned the stone up really nicely. All right. Okay, just like new again. All right, let's check the knife out here. Okay, so the edge looks fairly nice though. I mean, very, very nice edge. You see a very, very clean edge. Alright, so hopefully after all that hard work, you'll be rewarded with a good cutting edge. Okay. All right. I am out of my newspaper, so I'll have to use this for a little while. Yeah, but the edge feels really nice. Okay, so even though that took some time to get to, to this level, let's get some big water spot there. Okay, so very clean edge though, extremely clean edge. I would say in terms of sharpening, this has felt the best yet. Okay, on this knife. And yeah, I mean, so only a few strokes amount of paper here, but very, very clean. I mean, that is extremely clean. Okay, so definitely a knife that you can take into the kitchen at this point and just use it on anything. I mean, that is a crispy, clean edge. Okay. So all in all, this is this stone here. I mean, it will give you a very good edge. It'll give you a very clean, definitely very clean, sharp edge on any knife, especially in the higher hardness knives. But you have to sharpen it. You have to add more time. That's the one drawback of this one stone. And so, anyways, we'll have more sharpening videos of this stone on even harder knives. So stick around. You guys enjoy the video. Obviously, give the video a thumbs up. It helps me a lot. And yeah, look forward to catching up with you guys in the next video. All right, see you later.